Minnesota Republican Congresswoman Kristin Robbins, a state representative and candidate for governor from that state. I want to actually put up the financial disclosures for everyone to see just how massively they changed from when they were originally reported. We talked about it, $6 to $30 million. That was the original reported range. The revised reported range is now dropped to $18,000 to $95,000. So, Kristin, I'll let you tell me what you think happened there.
It's shocking. I mean, if it's incompetence, it's staggering, and I think it's that they tried to lie on their forms. And honestly, if they claim that the amount was they forgot to subtract their debt, then how indebted are they? It's staggering. It defies credulity, and I think most people don't buy it.
Well, somebody was trying to ask her about it on Capitol Hill, and she shot back and said, I think you're stupid for asking me anything. So there's her answer about those revisions. I want to play a soundbite for you from Hakeem Jeffries when he was asked about it. This is what he said. He didn't say that's a stupid question. He did answer it, though. Listen here.
That issue has not been brought to my attention, but we do know that Ilhan Omar, who works hard on behalf of the people that she represents in Minnesota, is constantly under attack by right-wing conspiracy theorists.
Well, what about her net worth going from 30 million to now under 100,000? Do you believe that's true, an accounting error, as she alluded to?
It's not an issue that I'm familiar with.
What do you think of that response? Not an issue I'm familiar with. Shouldn't he be?
I can't imagine he's not familiar with it. It's all over the internet, and he has staff that tells him what's going on across the country. I'm sure he's well aware of it, and he should be concerned about it. And he should join us in calling for a full audit of her financial reports, her campaign finance reports. These are legal documents that members of Congress are required to submit, and if she either has hers full of errors or if she lied on them, people should know that. So I hope the House Oversight Committee will do a full audit of her first financial report, her revised financial report, and get to the bottom of it.
Kristin, I also know that she didn't show up to the state hearing on fraud. What happened there? I know you're looking for her, but she ghosted you.
She ghosted us. Despite many outreaches to her office, they never replied, and we have real questions for her. She introduced the Meals Act, which passed in March of 2020, which took the guardrails off the federal school nutrition program. That's what enabled the conditions for the fraud that we saw in Minneapolis in the Feeding Our Future scandal. And she was very tied with the Safari restaurant that was one of the now convicted fraudsters. And so I think she really should be answering these questions for the people of Minnesota, the taxpayers of our state and all the states in the nation. It's a lot of federal money at stake. And I'm very disappointed she wasn't there. We sent a letter now asking for documentation of court exhibits that show her staff had interactions with the people in the Safari case. So I hope they will respond to us by May 5th.
Okay, we'll see if she does. State Rep Kristin Robbins, we know that you're going to continue searching for answers. Let us know if you find any. We would love to hear them.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.